World War II wasn't just fought on front lines. A hidden war unfolded, driven by covert operations, cutting-edge technology, and the daring courage of ordinary people. Britain's Bletchley Park housed brilliant minds secretly cracking the Enigma code, shortening the war and saving countless lives through their intellectual prowess. The intelligence garnered from ultra-interceptions provided Allied commanders with an unprecedented strategic advantage, revealing enemy plans before they unfolded. The Ghost Army, the 23rd Headquarters Special Troops, used inflatable tanks, fake radio signals, and theatrical illusions to deceive German forces on the Western Front. Operation Mincemeat saw British intelligence plant fake invasion plans on a corpse, meticulously dressed as an officer, to mislead the Axis in the Mediterranean. Propaganda posters, radio broadcasts, and newsreels shaped public opinion, mobilizing nations and demonizing enemies on all sides of the conflict. Across occupied Europe, courageous resistance fighters sabotaged enemy operations, gathered intelligence, and protected downed Allied airmen, risking everything. The puppet government of Vichy France collaborated with Nazi Germany, implementing oppressive policies and contributing to the Holocaust within its territory. Finland's struggle against the Soviet Union in the Winter War showcased remarkable resilience, with Finnish forces using guerrilla tactics against a vastly superior enemy. On the home front, civilians engaged in rationing, victory gardens, and war bond drives, their collective effort crucial to sustaining the war machine. The Pacific theater was characterized by brutal island-hopping campaigns, fierce jungle combat, and a horrific toll on both Allied and Japanese forces. Driven by extreme nationalism and honor, Japanese kamikaze pilots launched suicidal attacks against Allied warships, aiming to inflict maximum damage. Deep in the American desert, the top-secret Manhattan Project raced against time to develop the atomic bomb, forever changing the course of warfare. Beyond the beaches, D-Day involved elaborate deception operations, including inflatable tanks and false radio chatter, to confuse German defenses. Hitler's desperate last offensive, the Battle of the Bulge, surprised Allied forces but ultimately failed, costing Germany critical resources. Women played critical roles as spies, saboteurs, and resistance operators, often working in deep cover and using their unique skills to aid the Allied cause. A dark chapter of the war involved the systematic sexual enslavement of comfort women by the Imperial Japanese Army, a gross human rights violation. Rationing touched every household, with families receiving coupons for food, clothing, and fuel, demanding ingenuity and sacrifice to survive. The world of espionage was rife with double agents, deception, and betrayal, where loyalty was constantly questioned, and trust was a rare commodity. The systematic genocide of 6 million Jews and millions of others by the Nazi regime remains humanity's darkest stain, a horror that must never be forgotten. Necessity spurred invention, leading to innovations like radar, jet engines, and penicillin, which had lasting impacts far beyond the battlefield. Hitler's ill-fated invasion of the Soviet Union, Operation Barbarossa, stretched German forces thin, ultimately leading to their devastating defeat on the Eastern Front. Native American code talkers used their indigenous languages to create unbreakable codes, providing crucial secure communications for the Allies in the Pacific. Allied strategic bombing campaigns aimed to cripple enemy industry and morale, but often came at a terrible cost to civilian lives and historical cities. Millions of soldiers endured unimaginable hardships as prisoners of war, facing starvation, forced labor, and constant brutality in captivity. Stalingrad, a city reduced to rubble, became a symbol of Soviet resistance, a brutal turning point where German ambition met its crushing defeat. After the war, Operation Paperclip saw the U.S. secretly recruit Nazi scientists, leveraging their expertise in rocketry and other fields, raising ethical questions. The Office of Strategic Services, OSS, America's wartime intelligence agency, conducted daring covert operations, espionage, and sabotage behind enemy lines. Empires crumbled and new world orders rose from the ashes of war, reshaping global politics and power dynamics for decades to come. Millions were displaced, becoming refugees seeking safety and new homes, their lives shattered by conflict, famine, and persecution. The miraculous evacuation of Dunkirk, where civilian boats joined military efforts, saved hundreds of thousands of Allied soldiers, providing a spark of hope. The Battle of Britain saw the Royal Air Force defiantly defend against relentless Luftwaffe attacks, preventing a German invasion of the island nation. Knowing enemy plans often created agonizing ethical dilemmas: when to act on intelligence and when to protect the secret of how it was obtained. Against impossible odds, Jewish residents of the Warsaw Ghetto rose up against Nazi forces, a desperate act of defiance and a testament to their spirit. Czech parachutists, trained by the British, executed Operation Anthropoid, the assassination of Reinhard Heydrich, a key architect of the Holocaust. The Battle of the Atlantic was a relentless struggle against German U-boats, threatening Allied supply lines and pushing naval technology to its limits. Rosie the Riveter became an iconic symbol of the millions of women who stepped into factory roles, producing vital war materials and challenging gender norms. The Nanjing Massacre was a horrific atrocity committed by Japanese troops against Chinese civilians, a stark reminder of humanity's capacity for cruelty. Wartime medicine saw rapid advancements, from blood transfusions to new antibiotics, saving countless lives on and off the battlefield. Prisoners of war and forced laborers endured unspeakable conditions, building the death railway for the Japanese, an infamous chapter of brutality. Camouflage became an essential art, not just for soldiers, but for entire factories and cities, hidden from enemy reconnaissance and bombers. The Great Escape saw Allied PLBs meticulously plan and execute an audacious breakout from a German prison camp, a testament to their unbreakable spirit. A daring plot by German officers, Operation Valkyrie aimed to assassinate Hitler, but its failure solidified his iron grip on the collapsing Third Reich. Germany's V-weapons, ballistic missiles and cruise missiles, brought terror to British cities, flying unpredictably and causing widespread destruction. Ordinary citizens, young and old, formed vast networks of spies and informants, aiding intelligence efforts through seemingly innocuous observations. The Gestapo, Nazi Germany's secret police, instilled fear and carried out brutal interrogations and suppression of dissent across occupied territories. Expert forgers created fake documents, passports, and currency, essential for espionage, escape routes, and undermining enemy economies. During sustained bombing raids, civilian firefighters bravely battled blazes, often working through explosions and collapsing buildings to save lives. Children endured unimaginable trauma, losing families, homes, and innocence, their childhoods stolen by the relentless march of conflict. The audacious raid on Saint Nazaire saw British commandos cripple a vital German dry dock, a desperate but strategically important mission. The Battle of Kursk, the largest tank battle in history, was a clash of titans on the Eastern Front, ending Germany's offensive capability. Newspapers, despite censorship and propaganda, served as vital lifelines, providing information and attempting to maintain morale during grim times. Beyond the grand narratives, countless individual acts of hardship, bravery, and kindness by ordinary civilians often went unrecorded. The brutal battles for Monte Cassino in Italy were amongst the fiercest, with allies facing entrenched German defenses in mountainous terrain. The dropping of atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki brought the war to a definitive end, but unleashed a new era of nuclear terror and moral debate. The world emerged from the war irrevocably changed, grappling with reconstruction, new political realities, and the profound trauma of global conflict. Returning veterans faced their own battles, physical and psychological, as they tried to reintegrate into a different world, often carrying invisible wounds. Markers, memorials, and cemeteries across the globe stand as poignant reminders of the immense human cost of World War II, honoring those lost. The hidden secrets and known horrors of World War II offer vital lessons on human courage, resilience, and the devastating consequences of unchecked power and hatred. By understanding these stories, we honor their sacrifices and commit to building a future where such dark chapters are never repeated. Share your thoughts below.